What's up everybody? Welcome back to Idiot Proof Cooking. We've got another gorgeous day outside today, so I'm going to be busting out my smoker. What I'm going to be smoking today is 2 legs of lamb. I'm cooking 2 of them because I have guests coming over afterwards, and one of them just won't be enough to feed them all. But not only that, I'm going to be making a nice fresh minty coleslaw, a non-creamy one. I hate those mayonnaise-based coleslaws. I don't know, the creaminess kind of grosses me out. But anyways, I've never smoked a lamb before. I have cooked one before, but I've never smoked one. So if you're seeing this video, it means I didn't screw it up. So without any further ado, let's get into it and I'll show you how to cook it. So lamb has a particularly gamey taste, and I think a nice herby dry rub will really complement it well. Start off with a tablespoon of kosher salt, then add in a tablespoon of parsley, a tablespoon of oregano, a tablespoon of basil, tablespoon of thyme, tablespoon of sage, tablespoon of garlic powder, approximately a tablespoon of rosemary. Now I like to break it up with my hand a little bit and then add it in. Then grab a couple of bay leaves, again break them up with your hand and put them in, and then finally a tablespoon of sugar. What you'll want to do is then mix it all together until you realize that you're making 2 lambs and you're going to need to double the recipe. So again, just do another tablespoon of each of the spices I just said. Didn't think that one through a little bit. Once you have your dry rub sorted out, it's time to start working with the actual legs of lamb. Take them out of the packaging first, and then because I'm smoking mine, I'm going to put them directly on top of the wire smoking racks right away, and I'm going to trim them a little bit. Now I'm not going to touch the fat on the top side of them, but on the underside of these legs there is a ton of silver skin. I'm not going to remove it all, but I am going to remove some of the more larger, egregious pieces of it, because with silver skin it just won't cook properly, it doesn't render properly, and it'll just leave this chewy membrane that you want to avoid if at all possible. Once the legs have been trimmed to your satisfaction, it'll be time to add the dry rub on. And in order for the dry rub to adhere properly, you'll want to grab some olive oil and give those legs a good massage in it. The lamb legs, that is, the lamb legs. You know what, that sounded kind of creepy regardless. So grab the olive oil, cover the lamb legs in it, and then cover them in dry rub, making sure to get every side of it. Once they're good and covered, give your hands a quick wash and take them outside to put them in the smoker. Okay, here's my smoker. I use a Bradley electric smoker and it works really well. So I'm going to smoke the lamb for between 3 to 4 hours at 250 degrees Fahrenheit until it reaches an internal temperature of between 140 and 150 degrees Fahrenheit, which will make it a nice medium rare. While the lamb is smoking, let's talk about the coleslaw. Now I said in the intro that I don't like creamy coleslaw, and I stand by that. It grosses me the hell out. So grab yourself a red cabbage and slice it into fine strands like I'm doing. Now if you have a meat slicer, you could use that and it'd be way easier. But if you're like me and you don't have one, just use a knife. So cut them into the fine strands, throw them in a bowl, and now let's talk about the carrots. My grocery store didn't actually have any good carrots. They were all pretty pathetic looking, so I had to buy pre-julienned carrots. But anyways, throw them in with the cabbage and give them a good stir around. The final ingredient in this coleslaw is mint, because mint pairs with lamb really well. Obviously lamb and mint jelly. So grab yourself a good handful of it and dice it up finely, and then throw it in with the cabbage and carrots. So let's talk about the dressing. I'm just going to make a simple one of fresh lemon juice, olive oil, salt and pepper. Juice yourself a whole lemon and pour it on top of the coleslaw. Then grab your olive oil and give it a few good glugs over the coleslaw. Then a few pinches of kosher salt. And lastly, a few twists of freshly ground black pepper. From there, grab your tongs, mix it all together, and store it in the fridge until the lamb is done smoking. And speaking of the lamb, after 3.5 hours in the smoker, it came out looking like this. With a quick temperature check, you can see it came out to 150 degrees. So let's cut it open. It smells great, by the way. So there's some nice pink in there. It did come out medium rare, and honestly it just smells fantastic. I can't wait to start eating this stuff. But yeah, it really came out well, like really nicely. The color on it is just absolutely fantastic. Let me just have a little taste test there. Oh my god, it's good. Alright, set this aside for a second because I have to do an official taste test. There we go. And grab some of the coleslaw to try out as well. And one final ingredient, the mint jelly. Can't eat lamb without some mint jelly. So let's put the little dab on there and go in for another taste test. The smokiness that comes off the meat is just fantastic, and the dry rub, the herbiness of the dry rub really did accentuate the flavor of the lamb. And the coleslaw was really fresh. Like, it was quite light and really delicious actually. It went well with the lamb because you have the mint jelly with the lamb and then the minty freshness of the coleslaw. This was just absolutely fantastic. But anyways, that's the end of the episode. I hope you like what you saw here today. If you did, maybe drop me a comment, like the video, or subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for watching Idiot Proof Cooking. We'll see you again soon.